Good afternoon and welcome. And on behalf of the December 2022 Howard University School of Social Work graduates, I will release a huge whoo. Graduates, I wish you and your guests a good afternoon. I'm Katrina Floyd, the Director of Student Services here at Howard University School of Social Work. I am very pleased to welcome you all to our pinning ceremony for the December 2022 graduates. During today's ceremony, we will acknowledge the completion of the requirements of the degree of Master of Social Work. We welcome the families, friends, and colleagues of the graduates who are joining us. The School of Social Work thanks you for your support and considers you an important part of our network of family and friends. Our graduates today consist of those who completed the program while enrolled part-time, full-time, sometime, most time. In addition, we have graduates who, because they have already earned a MSW, were able to complete the program at an accelerated pace. I am also very proud to say that we have one graduate who has already passed their licensed graduate social work exam. We are as excited and proud of the accomplishments of these graduates as you are. This year's graduates have worked hard. They continue to face the demands of a global pandemic while pursuing their master's degree in social work. Despite these challenges, they have demonstrated that they have what it takes to be change agents of the future, and it's with great pride that they're celebrated today. Please join us as we are led with spiritual reflections by Jacqueline Hellstock.
It is with great pleasure and honor to be here with the graduates who have completed another major life accomplishment. I remember sitting at the University of Maryland School of Social Work, excited about the next move in my life. It was my desire to go to school to be a psychiatrist. And my dear Southern mother pointed at me and said, "Nope, you're going to school to be a social worker. You will learn on this journey that this is one of the best decisions that you've ever made. Social workers are called to service mankind. You have been engaged in an academic discipline to promote change and development, social cohesion, and the empowerment and liberation of people. We respect the principle of social justice and human rights and respect the diversity which are central to your call. The call is underpinned by theories of social work, social sciences, humanities, and indigenous knowledges, religion, and spirituality. We are here to engage people and structures to address life challenges and enhance well-being. You will find that this call is to help relieve people's suffering, fight for social justice, improve lives and communities. We have some of society's most notable social workers. Frances Perkins was President Franklin D. Roosevelt's Secretary of Labor, and Dorothy Height and Whitney Young were both civil rights legends. They made great contributions to our society during some of our most troubling times. These pioneers laid the path for social workers of today. The call is one of compassion, meaning, purpose, and satisfaction. We are called to work a wide variety of settings, but apply common core values, principles, and techniques. We engage with individual groups and communities with compassion, a heart-to-heart connection to serve the people, a spiritual path of action to promote the well-being of all people, whether they're religious or non-religious. In the Christian Bible, Colossians, the 3rd chapter, the 12th verse states, "So, as God's own chosen people who are set apart for his purpose and well-beloved, put on a heart of compassion, kindness and humility, gentleness and patience." So on this journey, as complex as it may appear sometimes, there is a learning through self-awareness as you dialogue with the people that you serve. Difficult issues will be raised, dangerous deceptions, or at best, your own spiritual values might even be challenged. But we are committed to be inclusive in spiritual dialogue, encouraging the people that we serve a freedom to develop ways to be free, to be healed, and to be whole. We learn to reflect and discern even our own differences and not project our biases and assumptions as the world has given us. We view the strength and capabilities for resilience and creativity. We understand that their religion or spirituality may be very different from our own, but let's tap into their transilience, the whole person process of moving forward or backward and upward or downward and sideways, and even in some cases starting all over again, so that we can help them move towards healing, well-being, and well-becoming. Develop a framework that is congruent with your values, your professional ethics, and areas of practice. And then I say to you, in the midst of it all, it's nothing wrong with taking a mental health day just for yourself. Take care of yourself. I want to say this in closing. Howard University faculty and staff, we are so proud of you. And as you leave Howard, I want you to walk in 3 areas. One of humility, one of integrity, and walk in a place of servanthood. Remember, you are here to serve the people. And compassion is understanding the people that you work with. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Dr. Curry.
Thank you so much for that rousing and inspirational message to our graduates. I would like now to have Dr. Cosby to join us on stage to welcome our provost.
Thank you, Dr. Floyd. Welcome, graduates, soon to be. Welcome to faculty, staff, to friends, and family here for this day. Well, we've gotten here with lots of trials and tribulations, but we are at the Howard University, and we are known for our excellence. And so it's my great joy, my privilege to be able to introduce to you our provost of the university, Dr. Anthony Wuta. He is our chief academic officer. Just to let you know, he is a very scholarly individual. He's not just an administrator, former dean of the School of Pharmacy, assistant provost for international programs, Minority Health Services and Research head, a person who's interested in pharmacoepidemiology. So, a guy who knows biochemistry and a guy who's a very spiritual man. And so I'm very grateful to be able to say he's going to offer some greetings to us. That's what he gets to talk about. Provost Wuta, please.
Thank you, sir. And good afternoon. I will actually start where the introduction was made. My colleagues know that I'm the son of a social worker. I used to previously say that my mom used to be a social worker, and I realized that while she retired from work, she never retired from being a social worker. And so on behalf of my mother, I want to congratulate the graduates of 2022. I'm going to actually ask if you will stand and be acknowledged. And while you are standing, I'm going to ask if my outstanding colleagues, the faculty of the School of Social Work, will actually stand and be acknowledged as well. Dean Crew. Thank you. You may be seated. You know, I was thinking, I was having a conversation with Dean Crew on the way in, and she asked, "How is your mother?" I said, "Oh, she's doing well." I actually spoke to her this morning. My mother, when my parents retired, moved back to Ghana. So I called her this morning just to check on her. I had traveled last week, and you know, it's a sidebar, not part of the conversation, but it's interesting to me that I still call my mother whenever I'm traveling to let her know I'm going to such and such. And then when I've returned, I call my mother to tell her, well, like, we got back safely. And I think about my daughters don't let me know where they're going. And one of them still lives in my house, but that's, in any case, I thought about my mother and her role as a social worker, and it struck me that everything I needed to know about being compassionate, about being an advocate, about being my brother's keeper, I learned from my mom. I learned a number of things from my father, but her role as a social worker really pervaded the entirety of my childhood. When I was when I was in high school, I would get off our school bus, and my mom would drive us to school. But on the way home, I would take the bus to her work. She was a director of a daycare center for the elderly. And so after school, I would go to assist her at work, to do anything that we needed to do to help clean up. And I always just admired the compassion and the commitment that not only she, but her other fellow social workers had. And it always stayed with me. My father was a professor. He taught genetics. And my father said everyone in his house is going to do science. So I majored in biochemistry. But everything I needed to know and learn about being a decent human being, I really learned from my social worker mother. So I just stopped by briefly to offer my congratulations, and I appreciate the comments that were shared earlier about taking care of yourself. These are really difficult times that we're living through. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot that is impacting us individually, and it is easy to forget that you also need to take care of yourselves. And the way that we extend ourselves to other people and to our families and our parents and grandparents and children and play uncles and aunties, it is easy to lose sight of the fact that you also need to take care of yourself. So I want to double down and underscore that as you go out and you advocate for the people who need to be advocated for, as you become a voice for the voiceless, as you speak out for the things that we know must be done, don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't leave yourself last. Don't forget about yourself. Don't let me have to come and say, why are you here in the hospital when you know you needed to have been resting and taking care of yourself. So I want to first of all thank you for choosing a caring profession. Thank you for committing your life to a life of service. Thank you for choosing Howard University. Wherever you go, Howard will be there with you. You will always take Howard with you wherever you go. Yeah, that's true, for better or for worse. Whether you believe it or not, you will go some places and not believe you will run into a Howard. I've been places international and had a Howard t-shirt on and someone would run up to me and say, "Hate you!" What are you doing here in the Amazon? But just wanted to offer my congratulations to each of you on behalf of the university. I know that you will do well, and we expect that you will also do good in doing well. God bless you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Wuta. I would like to now bring to the stage Rachel Boyer. And Ms. Boyer serves as the treasurer of the School of Social Work Student Council Association, and she brings remarks on behalf of the president.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dean Crew, Provost Wuta, faculty, staff, students, family, and friends. On behalf of the Howard University School of Social Work Student Council Association, I congratulate you graduates. Congratulations. So as Dr. Foy just said, I'm Rachel Boyer. I'm the treasurer for the HUSSW Student Council Association. Here today to fill in for Shai. So Shai's not feeling super great, so if we can send her some good vibes, some good prayers, some good words, that would be amazing. So I'm going to read her remarks as prepared. Many downplay December graduations as if they are not as important as the May graduation. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm sure many of the others in attendance can agree, there's nothing small about graduating in December. December is the time where most of the leaves have fallen off the trees, and when you're getting ready for a new beginning. You make it just in time for the New Year's resolution. New year, new degree, new you. So as graduate students, we learned pretty quickly that all-nighters come with a bit more consequences than they did in undergrad. That Starbucks drink may need an extra shot of espresso, and for those who consume alcohol, you may find yourself pouring a double instead of a single like you were used to. You've shed tears of frustration to your friends and family and probably felt like you were going to need a mental break every other week. But it all paid off because you're here and you made it. Through passion, dedication, resilience, you have each been able to obtain a degree that is rightfully yours. However, that comes with a few responsibilities. As social workers, it is your duty to make room for those who are unable to make room for themselves, build tables for those who do not possess the tools to build their own, and speak for those who may be silenced, but most importantly, it's your duty to pass the mic. We are not a voice for the voiceless because there is nobody who has no voice. Some people just communicate differently. Whatever your concentration is and whatever demographic you decide to work with, it's your duty to learn their language. Whether you're at the macro level, implementing policy changes, or running a nonprofit, or you're on the ground, providing direct services to marginalized populations through the micro lens, it's your duty to show up, to call people in instead of people out, to hold people accountable without dehumanizing their existence, to celebrate the small wins just as much as the big ones, to create the safe spaces, to be the safe spaces. That's your responsibility, not just to your clients, but for yourself. In closing, don't sweat the small stuff. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't spend another 5 minutes thinking about it. Create your personal advisory board and keep them close to you. As social justice advocate Loretta Ross says, guard your integrity and screw your reputation. Your reputation is what other people think they know about you. Your integrity is what you know about yourself. And as Shai would say, are you living for your resume or for your eulogy. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak with you today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rachel. I would now like to bring to the stage our musical guest, Miss Susan Carter.
Wow, a lot of words of wisdom, a lot of good advice that you guys have been getting this morning or this afternoon. First of all, congratulations. I've been in your shoes, and while I am not a graduate of the School of Social Work, I am a Howard graduate of the School of Communications. I'm not going to tell you which year, but it's been quite some time. Put it this way, I have a 31-year-old child. That's my oldest. My twins are 28, and I have a 3-year-old grandson. And I was not a teen mom. So, I have a little bit of experience under my belt, and you guys have been getting such a wealth of information. And some of the stuff that you were saying, I think I'm going to use that now, and I'm grown. But as you are here today, I know that you want to give thanks to, obviously, your parents, to your friends, to leaders, to your mentors. But there's also always around you another being to give thanks to, and that's the man above. Oh, that's okay. Well, I will improvise. I see that my music isn't here, but that's all right. I can do this. So, how do you give thanks for all the things he's done for you? Things so undeserved, yet he gave to prove his love for you. The voices of a million angels cannot express your gratitude. All that you are and ever hope to be, give it all to thee. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory for the things he has done. With his blood, Jesus, he saved and will continue to save you. With his power, he raised and raises you. To God be the glory for the things he has done. Just go on and live your life, and let it be pleasing, oh, to thee. And if you gain any praise, let it go to Calvary. To God, oh God, be the glory. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Once again, congratulations.
Wow. I don't want to experience what it sounds like if she has music. Thank you so much for that. Now I'd like to introduce our illustrious dean, Dr. Sandra Edmonds Crew. Dr. Crew is dean and professor of the School of Social Work at Howard University. Dr. Crew received her appointment of dean by President Wayne A.I. Frederick in March of 2015. Dr. Crew has research, scholarship, and public advocacy in the areas of caregiving, aging, and welfare reform. She holds a bachelor's and master's degree in social work from the National Catholic School of Social Service and a Ph.D. from the School of Social Work here at Howard. Prior to joining the faculty, she served in executive-level positions in the field of public and assisted housing. Dr. Crew is passionate about giving back to the community and delivers numerous presentations to community and faith-based organizations. She holds numerous appointments on boards at local, state, and national levels, including the Maryland Affordable Housing Trust. In addition to being a national leader in social work, education, she's also a scholar, a researcher, and a community activist. Dean Crew takes the time to demonstrate authenticity, integrity, and true caring for our students in both her formal and informal interactions. Under Dean Crew's leadership, our school is currently ranked number 16 by the U.S. News and World Report, placing Howard University's School of Social Work in the top 10% of social work programs in the U.S. Please join me in warmly welcoming the Dean of Howard University's School of Social Work, Dr. Sandra Edmonds Crew.
Thank you so much, Dr. Floyd. You know, I was thinking as Ms. Carter was singing that maybe, Dr. Snell, that's our problem when we sing. We have music, and perhaps that's what makes our sound a bit off in terms of do that. So now we know the secret to that. Reverend Hailstock, thank you so much for those kind words and the absence of the provost. He's always a champion of social work, and we're so excited about that. I would like to make sure that I'm acknowledging all of our distinguished guests, and all of you are distinguished, as we begin to celebrate this very, very special day. I would ask the faculty again and staff to please stand so we make sure we know who they are. Okay. Okay. Thank you all. Now, see, I wasn't culturally competent. I should have said, stand or remain seated, because that's critically important that we are always recognizing the differences. So Shai made that very clear, that there are differences that we should celebrate. Now, to the family and friends of our December graduates, I am pleased to welcome you to this year's pinning ceremony. You represent an important support system for them. It is your support that has enabled them to be here today and celebrate this milestone. Today, we will pin each of them deliver parting words, really, yes, the final parting words. And in May, we will continue to celebrate your graduates during our annual awards and recognition ceremony, as well as the university's May 2023 commencement. We hope to see you then as they cross the stage with their caps and gowns. But today, we celebrate this special milestone with you. To our newest Howard Prepared graduates, congratulations. Please stand and salute your support system that's behind you. I would like you to join me in a moment of silent remembrance for those in our families who have passed and not able to be here today. A moment. Thank you. As you enter 2023, you will be our newest alumni, who you will be ever bold to battle wrong and find solutions to human conditions that plague our society. As I walked down the hallway today, I saw all of your lovely photographs hanging from the ceiling. And I immediately thought, picture this. Picture this. Picture yourselves as the social worker who will be in the forefront of change systems that, in forefront of change systems, the systems that hurt rather than help people. You will be in the forefront of those systems. You will be in the forefront of those systems that misdiagnose individuals. Systems that disproportionately place Black children in foster care. Systems that abandon children who cross over to adulthood. Systems that promote social isolation and neglect social justice. You will be in the forefront of changing these systems. It has been said by many that pictures speak 1,000 words. Among those 1,000 words are, you are now a Howard Prepared social workers, and your pictures in the Howard hallway speak to that, and I'm so excited about that. Your Howard faculty, administrators, and staff have poured into you to ensure that you are the change agents who understand that your role is not to fix people, but to fix broken systems that break people. That is your role. Please join me again in acknowledging the team of support that has brought you here today. Thank you all. During your time here, you have distinguished yourselves as a remarkable cohort, one that has collectively celebrated victories and taken on challenges. You are Howard Prepared social workers, and you have distinguished yourself by finishing what you started, even during a pandemic. Now, in the spirit of a civil rights freedom song, your action stated, "Ain't gonna let no pandemic turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no racism turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no White House insurrection turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no Supreme Court decision about women's reproductive rights turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no voter suppression turn me around, turn me around. I'm gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching up to Freedom Land, just like the informed voters did in the state of Georgia on December 6th. We're gonna keep on a-walking, keep on a-talking, marching on to Freedom Land. That is who you are. Now, new graduates, that was my version of a remix. Now give the dean some grace. I am not Susan Carter, and I will not assault you with my musical talents. We have so much appreciate the spirit of advocacy and resistance that you bring. Thinking about Dean Bernard Richardson, Dean of the Chapel, he describes our nation as a very sick nation. When the vote in Georgia was as close as it was, we are addressing a very sick nation. But you are the chosen ones to do this. I know that you will be disruptive leaders and stand up for those in all walks of life. In the words of a prayer I heard in Compton, California, over 20 years ago, you will stand up for the sick and the shut in, but you, Howard Prepared Social Work, will stand up for the sick, the shut in, and the shut out. That is your job, and I know that I can count on you to do this. As Howard Prepared Social Workers, you will not only start where the client is, you will open doors for them to walk through to achieve their best selves. And if there isn't a door for them, you will knock down the walls and construct one. And maybe you'll build that table that Shai talked about. That is your responsibility. You will use your tools, the 6 principles of the Black perspective, to ensure that everyone or every community sees the way forward. That is your responsibility. When we instituted this pinning ceremony based upon the advocacy of students in 2018 under the leadership of Associate Dean Tracy Whitaker, we adopted a theme song. And little did we know that this song would follow us. The song is, you know this song, This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Every year, our December graduates have embraced this song, and they have used their affirmation and strengths in a unique way to make sure that it is internalized. So we want you to internalize this song as you go forward. I ask that each of you let your light shine everywhere you go. Shine on the family who is unhoused. Shine on the victims of domestic violence. Shine on a suicidal person. Shine on an adult with COVID-19. Shine on a child with RSV. Shine on the opportunities that you have to serve diverse families and communities. Graduates, don't throw shade. Keep shining wherever you are. Now, I really thought about this a lot, and again, you know, I can't ever present to you without an ask. Now, you CAP students know what an ask means. It means that, you know, you have an opportunity to give back. And so I thought I would demonstrate what that looks like to you. You will receive a container that looks like this before you leave today. I want you to open it. Place some greens in there. Not the greens that you eat. Place some greens in there and keep saving it. So for a year from now, I'm looking forward to receiving your donation. I am just so excited that I'm going to receive this donation. And so we will find you. We have your emails. We will track you down to let you know that it is now your turn to give back. That's what graduation means. It's your turn to give back. Now, if this container can't hold all of it, you can Cash App me, do it by Zelle. Whichever way you do it, we are looking forward to you giving back. 5 years ago, Ms. Kamika Johnson Stiles, MSW graduate, wrote a poem for the graduating class. In the poem, she urged social workers to wake up, get up, stand up, and hurry up. I will close my remarks with her poem, a charge to you both individually and collectively. Social workers, products of our own environment, victims of circumstance, kids born into situations without half a chance, stripped of their voices before they could even make a demand, paralyzed by the system before them, they could not take a stand. We look to politicians hoping that they'd take a stance against advancing miseducation and stripping away health plans. Instead of waiting on the failings of the inept government, it's up to us to secure justice and put the power in our hands. So, wake up, social worker. It's time to move on your vision. From the lens of the Black perspective, we tend to view things differently. If we use it to our advantage, we should shake up the system. It's not a quick fix. Be prepared to go the whole distance. Get up, social worker. It's time to build our communities. When society sees despair, we see hope and opportunity. Work through our differences to get them where they want to be. Meet people where they are. That's a true measure of unity. Stand up, social worker. Time to work on your mission to destroy oppressive isms catastrophic to our existence, to end police brutality, the pipeline to prison,